So, Star Wars is pretty renowned for bringing back characters from the dead, such as Palpatine in The Rise of Skywalker, and many, many more. So today, we're going to be looking at all the characters in Star Wars that have come back from the dead. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, firstly, the most well done resurrection, in my opinion, in Star Wars is Darth Maul. We see him in The Phantom Menace here get defeated by Obi-Wan Kenobi, and many would assume as he was literally chopped in half and chucked down like a big hole. So yeah, everyone was convinced he was dead. But by the time of the Clone Wars, after a couple seasons in, we saw that Darth Maul had returned, and he had one motive: revenge. At first, it was mainly revenge on Obi-Wan Kenobi, the Jedi, who was responsible for his downfall, and he did that in many a way. He killed his love, Satine, but he did not get his full revenge on Obi-Wan by killing him himself. Maul also sought revenge on Palpatine for getting rid of him, replacing him, not like coming back for him and stuff like that. But yeah, Maul eventually dies in Star Wars Rebels, officially. Now the second one is Boba Fett. For very, very long after his death here in Return of the Jedi, or supposed death should I say, most fans probably expected him to return, and he eventually did, of course, in the first episode of The Mandalorian Season 2. Right at the end, we see it here. Quite obviously him. Some people thought it may be Rex, as Tamora Morrison obviously plays all of the clones, but no, it was Boba Fett. He came back in spectacular fashion in The Mandalorian, and yeah, it's probably what everyone wanted out of all the people that wanted him to return. Like, it could not have been much better. Boba Fett is yet to die since returning. He has had a lovely paint job on his armor, and he's actually getting his own series now. Number 3 is Palpatine, the most powerful Sith Lord in canon. He died, supposedly again, in Return of the Jedi by the hands of Darth Vader, or should I say Anakin Skywalker, to save his son Luke Skywalker. And obviously it has been revealed as he was falling down the shaft, he transferred his life into a spare body he basically had. Palpatine was also responsible for developing the Snoke clones, and it is looking like, as of a recent Darth Vader comic, that he made them from Luke's hand that he lost in The Empire Strikes Back. But yes, Palpatine returns in The Rise of Skywalker and becomes possibly more powerful than ever as he gains the power of life itself, basically regenerating himself from the bond between Kylo and Rey when they come to face him. Palpatine eventually died at the end of The Rise of Skywalker via the hands of Rey Skywalker herself. Now the next one is Gregor. We see him at the end of the Droid Squad arc in the Clone Wars, and I don't know if it was necessarily confirmed he died, but it was very, very much hinted, and you would assume that he would have died from what we've seen. But that is not the case. Gregor managed to survive his time in the Clone Wars when we thought he died, and he returned in Star Wars Rebels, along with Rex and Wolf. But in the same series, he is killed by an Imperial here. He gets shot and he does not recover from it. But yes, Gregor did survive in the Clone Wars, and he comes back in Rebels. Now, sticking to the theme of clones, we have Echo. Echo was supposedly killed in the Citadel arc when he gets blown up along with the ship that is shot behind him. This is quite an emotional death, and yeah, for a very, very long time, everyone thought Echo was dead, but it wasn't until Season 7 of the Clone Wars, which was quite recent, where we find out that the Separatists were using his mind to uncover Republic strategies and tactics so they could beat them. Echo is then saved by Rex and the Bad Batch, and once back to normal, or near enough, without an arm, he decides to join the Bad Batch at the end of that arc in Season 7. We then later see Echo as a part of the Bad Batch in the ongoing Bad Batch series, so we are yet to see what his future holds. Now, the next character is Fennec, which is an interesting one, and I will explain how later. In her introduction to The Mandalorian, she is killed off right here as she gets shot in like the stomach. We assume she is dead as she drops and obviously does not move, but it is revealed at the end of the episode that a cloaked figure walks up to her, and many assumed that he saved her, assuming it was he. Obviously, we know it was at the end. It turns out that it was Boba Fett, and Boba Fett did indeed save her, but many thought that she was dead, and maybe it was a late bounty on her that arrived at the corpse. But yes, Fennec Shand appears again in Season 2 of The Mandalorian, working with Boba Fett with some cybernetics in where she got shot, which is how she survived. Now, we're getting on to ones that weren't really as assumed to be dead, but yeah. Leia Organa is next. We see in The Last Jedi, she gets sucked into space, and whilst watching this same movie that we find out that she didn't die in, many assumed she died, but after being sucked out, she pulls herself back in to the ship where she was before. Now, next is Obi-Wan Kenobi. In A New Hope, we see him struck down by Darth Vader himself, but later comes back as a voice to Luke in this same movie, so we found out he didn't really die, and this kind of applies to all Force ghosts, because we see them die and then become a Force ghost. Now again, another one that revealed to be not dead within the same movie is Rey Skywalker. After defeating the returned Palpatine himself, Rey is basically dead. This is not until Kylo Ren, or the recently turned Ben Solo, comes to transfer his life essence into her, aka Force Heal, and yeah, he dies via saving her. Now, speaking of Kylo or Ben Solo, we also kind of think he is dead in the same movie. He is chucked down into a pit by Palpatine, and it's not looking too good for him. Many assumed he was dead, but no, it turned out he survived and then went on to save Rey. Now, keeping on the theme of the sequels, we have Poe Dameron. When he escaped the First Order with Finn, they crash land, and Finn wakes up with no Poe. Finn thinks that Poe is in a part of the ship that then sinks, but it turns out Poe was not in that TIE fighter and was alive. Now, lastly is Mace Windu. He is not confirmed to have come back from the dead, but me, amongst many others, suspect that he will, so I want to cover him in this video. Mace Windu in Revenge of the Sith is killed via Anakin Skywalker and Palpatine as a duo. Mace Windu beats Palpatine in a fight and goes to strike him down, whilst Anakin chops off Mace Windu's hand as he says Palpatine must stand trial, because he needs him and because it is like the right thing to do in the Jedi way. Which obviously is very contradictory to how Anakin treated Count Dooku earlier in the movie, but I guess that shows how selfish Anakin is. When he sees a way to benefit from the situation, he will change how he acts when there is no benefit, which is obviously not part of the Jedi way. They are meant to be selfless, not selfish. Anyway, Mace Windu is in this video for a reason, and that is because I think we will see him return in Kenobi. I don't think there's any way he can be alive past A New Hope, especially in The Mandalorian or the Book of Boba Fett, because he beat Palpatine in a duel, so he'd know he is at least powerful enough to face Vader, or at least he would think that. So I think we will see him in Kenobi and be proven wrong, and Vader actually defeats him. So with that being said, that is all that at least I can think of characters in Star Wars to return from the dead. Some of them not really returning from the dead as much as others. For example, Leia returned from the dead about 5 minutes after she died, but many thought she actually did die when she got sucked out of the ship, so I think it counts. It's not quite the same level as Palpatine, Maul or Boba Fett returning, but it would be a pretty short video if I just included them three and Gregor. So yeah, with that being said, that is the end of it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for 2,300 subscribers. Let's get to 2.5k, please. Yeah. Comment if I missed any. Comment what you thought whilst you're down there. If you're not subscribed, do so please. And yeah, also leave the video a like if you enjoyed it too. In a bit.